Hello, the theme for the class of today is what have you done lately? This class is about the verbs, the regular and irregular verbs. Well, the objectives of this class, in this class, we will ask and answer questions about experiences. We will know about learning experiences. We will improve present perfect tense and we will understand some key ideas. Well, for start the class, I would like that you please. We're going to do a game called Simon Says. In this game, you must listen the order that I'm going to give you with some verb with activities. But you just going to do this game if I say Simon Says. For example, I can say, Simon says stand up. So you have you must stand up, or Simon says sit down, jump, etc. If I don't say the words Simon says, you don't have to do the activity. If you have a mistake, you should to stay sit down while the rest of the students continue with the game. Well, for example, we're going to start. Simon said stand up. So all of you need to stand. Simon says sit down. Simon says jump. Stand up. You don't have to do the activity. Simon says sit down. Simon says sleep in your place. Simon says wake up. Simon says dance in your place. Sit down. And for this occasion, you don't have to do the activity. Well, I hope that you feel more active for the class and practice and listen some of the verbs that we're going to work in this lesson. Well, before to start the class, I'm going to hand you some papers that contains a list of the verbs, regular and irregular verbs. I will start the class. I'm going to start the class with your participation. I need that you recognize the verbs that you have in this list and can participate the person that wants. But all of you have to participate. It doesn't matter if you remember the correct tense of the verb or the meaning or the pronunciation. Please, you can tell me and we're going to learn together. Okay, while we are doing this activity, I'm going to participate around 5 students. I will ask the verbs that I remember. For example, here I have the list verb. The list verb, we have the regular verbs, the irregular verbs. For example, in the regular verbs, we have the verb close, the past is closed, and the participle is closed. What we have with these verbs? These verbs, they almost doesn't change. In the past, we just add the letters ed, and for the participle is the same. So we have the most common: enjoy, enjoyed, enjoyed. Fix, fixed, fixed. Another: imagine, imagined, imagined. And in the regular verbs, we have the verb, for example, become. Become in the past is became, and for the participle is become. And the characteristic of these irregular verbs is that they change the pronunciation and the writing from the present verb word. Another word, for example, or including could have to be the same, but here we don't add, we doesn't add the letters ed. Bite, bite, beat, beaten. Another break, broke in the past and broken for the participle. Well, you must to learn the most as possible of these verbs. We want to practice a lot, and um, little by little we will understand and going practicing these verbs. For this section, you going to work together if you prefer, with your friend or no more 3 people. In your book on page 22, you have 5 minutes to work in this section of your book, and if you have some question or thought about that you are doing, please tell me, raise your hand and you can ask to me. If you go finishing the book, please just sit down and continue practicing your verbs, because I'm going to ask for you about this list of verbs, and you need to know this very well. Well, for the students that go finishing the page of the book, please you can close your books and we have to open your notebooks, because we're going to do write a little about this question of the theme of the class. The theme about the question, what have you done lately? You're going to write this question, and then you're going to describe each aspect based on their own lately about your own lately experiences. I don't know, if you go to vacation, if you have a weekend travel, a dinner with family, I don't know, so place that you visit with your friends, if you play with your pet, about whatever that you need. And but it's important that in this activity you recognize the correct use and improve the verbs, and how you're going to use the tense, the correct tense, and you're going to use each verb. So please continue working. For this activity you have to work by yourself. Silence you can work. You need to concentrate and think about the correct verbs and the uses that you write are correct. It's not so long writing, um, so it will be around 50 words, but yeah, some relate that have sense about your writing. Remember the correct use of the verbs, the for the meaning that you want to express. Continue working, and as while you're working, just listen me as a homework. You're going to write on your own words a paragraph about the lately occurrence about the pandemic during this year. So you're going equaling this the previous activity. You're going to use the correct tense of the verbs, vocabulary, and grammar to relate from your point of view what happened with this pandemic recently during this year. You can investigate on internet or list the news on the paper news, or your own experience. If somebody of your family have some problem with this COVID, unrelated, how was the experience, or what is your family doing to, as I don't know, as the healthy habits, you wash your hands, you clean all the home, you use your mask. All these you can describe in this little paragraph that you're going to do as a homework for the next class. Now, where if you finish, please give me your notebooks, and I will check this. And while I check your notebooks, you will please work in activity 6 on page 23. And this is a kind of for the assessment. I would like to know if you understand something, or if something you need more practice or an extra job. So please continue working by yourself. On page number 23, the activity 6. If you for this session, I need that you work, and if you have I can help you, because for this activity I want to know what you learn and what you need to learn more. So please work in silence and thinking very well that you are doing. Okay, you will be finishing this activity. Before to finish this class, I would like that you know the importance that is the correct use of these verbs. That I know that is a lot of verbs, it's too much for learn, but it's something that you, with your practice, you're going to doing and improving. You're going to learn all the verbs. It's just that you practice and practice. We're going to practice all these classes, and every class we're going to be this believing new verbs and new forms on the verbs. If you have some question, this is the opportunity for ask for some resilience. It's in a friendly space for you. You can talk to me, ask to me something that you want, and we're going to be solving all these doubts that you probably has. Okay, don't forget your homework. I will repeat. You need to write in your own words a paragraph about the lately occurrence about the pandemic during this year. All that you want to write about the pandemic, you can to write in this paragraph. It's a paragraph, we say 100 words. You will to write that and give me for the next class. If you don't have another question, we can finish this lesson, and the doubts that you have on your homework, please let me know for the next class. I will check your activities, and I will have more ideas about that we need to reinforce for the next class. Please leave me your notebooks and your textbooks for I could check